somewhere in your own life, you meet somebody that will do this to you, whoever that person is.
And if you don't do it to the person, best believe your children are going to come on this earth and you'll be mean to them. Give what you can take and take what you give. And then, where one person will stop and then another person will start.
Yeah, there are some people that can literally hang themselves from themselves.
Nobody thinks about how the person who receives the insult feels.
Okay.
Everything is balanced, regardless of whether someone insults someone or someone poisons someone. Wrong is wrong. Yeah, there's no skill to it.
Okay.
Now, first things first, I want to quickly remind all of you that tomorrow is Saturday. So by 3 p.m. WAT, we're going to be converging here for our YouTube live stream. Guys, please come through. There's a lot to talk about. There's currently a conversation going on social media with regards to certain housemates' reactions to what a.k.a. had done to Ilebaye's clothes last night. And it's sort of been a tug of war, right? And I have a lot to say, but I'm not going to mention on this video. It's going to be tomorrow during our community conversation. So I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow, 3 p.m. WAT. Please do not miss out, all right? Do not miss out. I look forward to seeing all of you. Now, with regards to the aftermath of last night's event, this morning, some of the housemates gave the expected reaction, which was the reactions of surprise, of shock, of disgust, yes. And the only few housemates that actually expressed such reactions were Cross, DOYIN, and CEECEE, yes. These people, of course, did not see any reason as to why anybody would have done what they had done to Ilebaye's clothes last night, yes. Now, for some of the other housemates, they were not really aware of what had happened because it had actually happened in the early hours of this morning. A lot of them were, had gone to bed. Now, there were other ones that were actually aware. I'm referring to those people that are living upstairs, right? That is Mercy, a.k.a. and the BFFs. They were actually aware of Ike's whole plan. In fact, they were aware of everything from start to finish. Pere was also aware because he was the one that had actually made the statement that they needed to set Ilebaye up, to get her to catch another strike that would lead to a disqualification from the show because of her disrespectfulness, to people in the house, especially about the way she had handled the money point task with Kid Wire. I did a video addressing that. If you missed out on that video, please go ahead and check it out. However, I'm not really sure if he was actually aware of Ike's plans, to sort of destroy Ilebaye's clothes, all right? Now, a lot of people actually missed out on that event and even the details. Now, just for the sake of clarity, let me reiterate that what Ike had actually soiled out of Ilebaye's closet were her undies, yes, her panties, her bras, her bikinis. The drawer that Ike had opened, contained Ilebaye's personal effects. That is what us ladies call it. So Ike had packed all of them and most of Ilebaye's clothes directly from her closet and had gone to throw all of them in the toilet. Yes. That was what Ike had done. And he had had a conversation with Seyi about it afterwards, and they were laughing. They were having a good time. And he had told Seyi that, listen, both of us, we have a conscience, but we hope that this one is going to really trigger her into getting the reaction that we want so that she's going to catch a strike and leave this house. Or it's going to break her mentally so that she's going to seek voluntary exit from the house. That was the conversation that Ike had had with Seyi in the early hours of this morning, right after he had done what he had done. And Seyi had been quite excited about it. So yes, Seyi was an accomplice. Other accomplices were Mercy, a.k.a. I think there was also Fraud, who were all aware of what was going on. Mercy was actually aware, as well, that Ike was going to do what he was going to do because there had been a conversation that they actually had afterwards, all right? But the person that had actually perpetrated that act of provocation towards Ilebaye was Ike himself. This morning, that event was the conversation, between Ilebaye and her close friends, CEECEE and DOYIN. And just as expected, CEECEE and DOYIN were quite enraged about what had happened. For them, it was just a wicked act. Yes, it was just a very, very wicked act because it was literally all of Ilebaye's underwear that was thrown in the toilet. So they were wondering that, what could Ilebaye have done to anybody in the house that could have warranted them to take such extreme measures, you know, towards getting their own pound of flesh? So they had tried encouraging her, you know, to pursue the case with Big Brother or call a meeting with the whole house, you know, to address the issue, or maybe even report to the head of house so that the head of house will assist her in calling for a meeting to find out who the perpetrator is. But then Ilebaye was really calm, and guys, I really bless God for how this girl was really calm, you know, in the middle of the night when they had woken her from sleep to go and see where her clothes were, you know, and how she had handled the conversation with CEECEE and DOYIN. CEECEE and DOYIN were obviously really triggered, but then she maintained calm, and she told them that she was not interested in pursuing the conversation, that she just wanted it to die down. But the other two were really upset. Now CEECEE decided to pipe down, but DOYIN was very, very upset and was still deciding that she was going to go around to ask people. Now they were speculating, they were wondering that, okay, could it be Tolani Badge because of Neo? Could it be Kidwaya because of the issues they had the previous day? You know, so they were just speculating, and then DOYIN had gone ahead to ask questions. She had gone to Kidwaya. Kidwaya had said no, that was too petty for him to do, that he did not do it. And then that was when she had met Cross in the dressing area. Cross had just come out of the bathroom. He had just had his bath, and they were having a conversation, and it was very obvious that Cross was really pained. For him, it does not really make sense that if for real whoever did it is a close friend of his, that is going to ensure that after the show, he severs all ties with that person, because for the person to do such a thing in the middle of the night, then it means that that person could equally kill him if they were to be found in the same confined space outside the house, that person could actually poison him. Whilst that conversation was happening between both of them, Seyi and Adekunle were having their bath. So Seyi had first come out of the bathroom, and guys, I'm trying to keep calm. Everything that Seyi said was him speaking in favor of whoever did what had happened. Yeah. Now Seyi came from the angle of the law of karma, that, oh, Ilebaye has been disrespectful, Ilebaye has done XYZ, and so it does not make any difference if such a thing had been done to her. And then he has cited an example of, oh, Ilebaye had actually taken his bottled water. Is it bottled water or is it a can of Guinness, guys? I'm not even really sure at this point. But they had actually said that Ilebaye had taken his drink without asking for his permission. That for him, that is the same degree of offense. So basically, Seyi was defending what Ike had done, although he did not mention Ike's name at that point in time, but he was just basically defending what Ike had done. He kept on saying that, oh, she actually deserved it, you know, that for him, oh, it is actually the law of karma working in his favor, that he had been nice to Ilebaye all this week, you know, but then the other day, Ilebaye had actually shouted at him and insulted him, and then just a few minutes ago, Ilebaye had actually insulted him. So whatever happened, she deserved it. Now, whilst he was saying all of that, Adekunle had come out of the bathroom and had joined the conversation. And from all what he was saying, he was in favor of whoever had done whatever had happened to Ilebaye. Although he was trying to be diplomatic about it, but in the context of that conversation, the fact that he did not condemn that wickedness, that wicked act against Ilebaye, guys, it just really gave him away. Yes. Now, he kept on saying that, oh, what is wrong is wrong. In other words, oh, Ilebaye has been disrespectful to people. They've told her to calm down and learn some lessons. They've advised her, but she's not really listening to their advice. And then yesterday, she had an issue with Kidwaya. She had an issue with Seyi. That it goes to show that she still hasn't learned a lesson. Even also looking at the fact that she has 2 strikes, that she's supposed to be calming down and not to be overreacting to certain situations. Now, whilst they were coming from that perspective, Cross was coming from the perspective of, you know, the degree of vengeance meted out on Ilebaye was way too harsh compared to whatever Ilebaye must have done. But then Seyi was talking about the fact that, oh, the very first day they came into the house, Big Brother had told them that they are all equal, you know. So Cross cannot be telling them that Ilebaye is just 22 years old or 21 years old, that she's a young girl, that whatever energy she dishes out, she should be able to take it as well. Now, it was at that point in time that I became really pissed. Because, guys, I had to pause. I had to look at Seyi, listen to him properly, and even Adekunle that was even supporting what he was saying. And I'm thinking that, okay, talking about they are all equal, why then has Seyi been overreacting, insulting this girl's family, even went as far as insulting this girl's parents, insulting her background, cursing her out. Last night, Seyi cursed out Ilebaye's generation, her unborn generation. If Seyi really felt strongly that they were all equal in that house, why then does he always have a problem with Ilebaye in the house? If Ilebaye talks, Seyi has an issue with it. He will go ahead to talk about, oh, she has bad behavior. She was not properly raised. Her parents have failed in their duties of raising her up. That, oh, is this what they raised? He has said this countless number of times. So I was just wondering, like, Seyi, you are a freaking hypocrite. Yes, I am not saying that Ilebaye is innocent. Ilebaye is not innocent. As a matter of fact, Ilebaye has her own fault in all of this. But first, let's address the whole Seyi's angle. That was, for me, a flawed perspective. Because if you're saying that, oh, everybody is equal in Big Brother's house, Seyi, you've not been acting according to your hypocrisy. Because Ilebaye was complaining to WHITEMONEY and even knew yesterday that this week Seyi had been on her nerves. Seyi and Fraud especially had been getting on her nerves. And every given point in time, if something is not right in the house, it will be a name that they will call. They'll say, Ilebaye, are you the one that kept this bottle water here? Ilebaye, are you the one that kept this blanket here? Ilebaye, are you the one that left this cup here? They would always call her name, but they would not call any other person's name. In other words, guys, they had been picking on her, knowing fully well that she is guarding her emotions, protecting herself from catching another strike via her reactions, which we know tends to be extreme as well. So when she opened his mouth and was saying that Cross cannot make a case for Ilebaye by saying that Ilebaye is young and the punishment meted out to her by whoever threw her clothes in the toilet was too much because they were all, equal in the house. Guys, I found that really disgusting. And I felt really bad because I'm thinking, look at this guy, you're married, you have a child. And this is the kind of mentality that you have. How sad. And then for me, the fact that Adekunle, repeated, oh, what is wrong, like about twice or three times. And then he was citing scenarios where he felt like Ilebaye deserved what came to her. Guys, I felt really bad. Because it completely reminded me of Adekunle's experience during the Level Up season, of how Shegs and Bella had actually tortured this guy, frustrated this guy, thrown him into depression, inclusive of Allison, DOYIN, Dotun, the people he called friends. We were out here making a case for Adekunle. But then seeing him, listening to him even, making a case for EK, guys, I felt really sad. And for me, once again, I saw through the whole hypocrisy. Because I'm thinking, here you are, Adekunle. You are saying what you're saying. Knowing fully well that you two, you've gone through the same process. You've gone through the same path. And guys, I wasn't in fact expecting Adekunle to make a case for Ilebaye. But for me, it was in the acting itself. And I totally agree with Adekunle that what is wrong, right? You cannot use two wrongs and then judge it and say that, okay, this one is bigger and this one is smaller. What is wrong, yes. But the question still remains that the person that even perpetrated that wickedness, that is EK, to Ilebaye, did Ilebaye offend EK in any way? The answer is no. Even last week when EK was head of house, when he was threatening to, break Ilebaye's mental health, break her emotions, frustrate her, bully her, deal with her, poke her, provoke her, trigger her into getting a reaction until she either gets disqualified or she begs for voluntary exit from the show. Guys, Ilebaye did not do anything wrong at all to EK. EK just decided to inherit beef from Kidwire. And yes, Pere made that statement that, oh, they need to set her up to get another strike. He said it. But what I personally was thinking that, okay, maybe they will do the same thing that they had done, back then when Ilebaye had gotten into a fight with CEECEE and DOYIN. Maybe they would have done what they did back then. What did they do? When the fight broke out, they stayed back. They did not separate the ladies. So Ilebaye had gotten physically violent with DOYIN and CEECEE. So I was thinking that maybe they were going to do the same thing. But then EK decided to take it to the extreme by packing it. Guys, you needed to have seen EK last night. He was like a madman. He literally was just going at Ilebaye's clothes, packing them on the floor. And at some point, the next thing I saw, this guy packed them, went to the toilet and threw them inside the toilet. And Seyi was out there talking about, oh, the law of karma. That the law of karma is working in his favor. That all the offenses that Ilebaye had actually offended him, it was the law of karma that was actually dealing with her on his behalf. I'm like, that is so... Guys, you know what? Yeah, I don't even know what to say at this point. I don't know, but I just thought I should give you the feedback of the conversation that happened this morning. Yes, and I was just really disappointed. And then Doyin was still so restless. She had gone ahead to, you know, ask Tolani Badge about it, and Tolani Badge said she was not the one that did it, but it seemed like she was actually happy that that had happened to Ilebaye. Now, Ilebaye had told CEECEE and Doyin that she did not want them to raise the issue. She wanted them to die down the issue because she knows herself. If the conversation is had, she would lose her temper, she would react, and she did not want to react. But then, Doyin really pissed me off because Big Brother had told the housemates to go and stay in the garden. So when they were in the garden, Doyin was restless. She wanted to talk. She really wanted to express herself, and then she had gone ahead to call the attention of the rest of the house that she wanted to ask them something that happened to Ilebaye. And that was where Angel and Fraud were firing her that, what is your problem? This girl has said she doesn't want to talk about this thing because she knows that she's going to react. Why are you bringing it up? And guys, frankly speaking, I was equally upset with Doyin because I'm like, Doyin, what do you hope to achieve by doing this? We get it. You want to defend your friend, but this is not the time for you to seek your own highlight. Sit this one out. Sit it out. She doesn't want to address the issue because she's going to break down. She's going to explode. So sit this one out. And then Seyi was having a feud morning, you know, going at loggerheads with Doyin. Both of them were insulting each other. Seyi was making very, very sly remarks, guys. It was just very, very disgusting to watch. Very disgusting. But you know what? I'm going to stop talking here right now, reserve the rest of what I have to say for our live stream tomorrow. But in the meantime, I would love to hear your thoughts about this conversation that I have shared with you. So please go ahead and share the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on another video soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.